What's up YouTube, the one and only Tabatsoy, bringing a brand new video today. As I mentioned in my video 2 days ago, Mondays are going to be vlog days, but there's a slight little, just a little bit problem with that. Today is not Monday, today is Tuesday actually, and I kind of have a little story about that. So, I finished editing my video about 4 o'clock on Monday morning, and got everything published, got all the info, thumbnail and whatnot. It was finished uploading or started to upload onto YouTube around 5 o'clock. By that time I'm like, man, I really need to go to sleep. I'm so incredibly tired. So I go to sleep, wake up a few hours later, go pick up my girlfriend, drop her off at school, go back to my apartment, and I immediately crashed. And so I get home at around 9:30. I go back to sleep. Like I said, I immediately went back to sleep. And a few hours later, fast forward again, I woke up again, and I immediately grabbed my phone. I looked at it. It is 12:30. I do not know why I was awake 3 hours later. And like I said, I do not know what was going on in my mind that made me want to wake up at 12:30. Maybe it was, hey man, you need to wake up. You got to do some kind of footage for a vlog or whatnot. But I was really tired, so that never really came across my mind. So fast forward a few more hours. Completely slept through the next 5 hours, woke up at 3 or 4, around this time of the day, especially Monday through Friday. It's time for me to start getting ready for work. I gotta go pick up my girlfriend back up from school, go drop her off in my apartment. Along with that, bring my dog along with us. That way he can go stay with her. That way he's not lonely or, trying to eat up my apartment or whatnot. So, that's what happened that day. And, I'm at work. I get out a little bit later than expected. Get home. Play a few matches with my friend Miguel. We probably played 1 or 2 games, and then around 1 o'clock, this is Tuesday morning technically, I'm like, man, I really need something. So I did end up making a video, but here's the thing, it was 20 minutes long, and I was like, especially me being a new YouTuber, I don't want to upload anything that long, because personally I feel like a video like that is way too long. So, hopefully this re-recording of this video, hopefully I can, kind of pack some stuff out, take some stuff out. I know I could have probably edited the video, but honestly, I didn't really want to go through all of that. So, that's what I'm going to do today. This is kind of a re-recording, but, along with that, I do kind of have a little bit of story, and this kind of does involve Black Ops 3, kind of not, but like I said, kind of. So, as you guys know, Black Ops 3 came out a few days ago. So technically it came out Wednesday night. So previously in the day, I was on Facebook, browsing through my Facebook, looking at all the videos that everyone uploads. And I come across this one video, and particularly it's of this guy basically spitting on someone. I'm not sure if you guys have heard about it or, seen it or whatnot. But basically there's kind of a backstory to it. So there's this guy named Ronaldo Sanchez. And he originally is from Honduras. And, he's here in the U.S. on a worker's permit. He's a mechanic for some kind of shop. So him and his wife live in Virginia. It just so happens that there was also around the same time a Donald Trump rally, support group, whatnot, in Virginia. So they decided to buy some tickets, go there as part of like kind of a protest group. Kind of stand up for like who they are, not really coming from the US. As you guys know, Donald Trump is kind of like, if you're not from here, you shouldn't be here. So that's kind of like technically, and that's what a lot of his supporters, kind of believe in. So fast forward a little bit, so they're kind of there. Donald Trump starts off his rally by saying we need stronger border control, we need to keep people out of this country, and yada yada yada. And so this group of protesters, they start chanting dump Trump, and immediately the group that's in support of Donald Trump, they start saying, go back to Mexico, basically go back to where you came from. And so they started feeling kind of unsafe. They asked the bodyguard if they could escort them out of there. Like I said, they didn't really feel safe, and they start being escorted out. And suddenly this guy from the supporting group grabs this guy, Ronaldo Sanchez, and he starts telling him some stuff and whatnot, and in the very end he ends up spitting on him. And I watched this video and I was like, what exactly has become of America? For us to really, I not really dehumanize ourselves, but to get down to that level to where we're spitting on another human being, that just blows my mind. Because I was born and raised Catholic, and I've always been, I've I've always been raised to, treat the other person with respect, and hopefully, that kind of creates kind of a ripple effect. You treat this person nice. I'm sure we've all seen like commercials of that. Do a deed, maybe hopefully they do another deed. It just, like I said, creates that ripple effect. Creates a greater society for us to live in. So, like I said, I watched that video, just completely blew my mind. So fast forward a little bit more, like an hour before Black Ops 3 released on around like 11 o'clock. No, I'm in line, and I decided to go to Walmart and to get an energy drink because honestly I'm feeling a little tired, just kind of waiting there, standing there a little bit. So I'll go get an energy drink, come back, and the parking lot's full, so I go to another parking lot. And right as I start turning into the parking lot, there's this truck, and he starts heading right at me. So I immediately turn the other way because I'm not about to get into an accident in a rental car. I have a rental car because my actual car got hit. So I'm like, I'm absolutely not going to get into an accident with a rental car. So I start turning the other way. Immediately, I see this guy kind of out of my peripheral. He rolls down his window, and he starts yelling some things at me. I'm like, what is this guy saying? And, that's something I've kind of developed living in Austin. It's like, I absolutely don't take anything from anyone, especially if it's, like, uncalled for, which, like, in this case, I really felt it was uncalled for especially since nothing really happened. So, I get out of my car, and he gets out of his car, and he starts yelling all kinds of things. And, I'm just kind of standing here. I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm not really trying to say anything, but, he keeps bashing me and whatnot over, something that really was nothing. And, his whole thing was, I should even been trying to turn left. 2 cars can't fit there, when obviously 2 cars can fit there. It's one of those parking lots. Lanes are definitely wide enough to fit 2 cars. So, he starts yelling at me even more, and, finally I've just had it at that point. And I start saying some things. Honestly, I don't really remember like the whole conversation or, what all was said. But in the very end, he ends up getting back in his truck. And the last thing he tells me is, he calls me, I'm not really sure what he says before, but he basically calls me a wetback. And, in my mind, I'm like, first, that was honestly kind of funny, that I think about it, because first, I'm not even Mexican. I'm half Filipino, half white. Honestly, if you would ask me in real person, I would probably tell you that I'm Filipino, because I kind of like to be unique, coming from small towns. Like, yeah, I'm Filipino. It's like, wow, you're Filipino. You don't really hear those kinds of things in a small town. So, got that Filipino pride going on. But, he said that, and I immediately go to park. He goes to Walmart. But, in my head, that's just in the back of my mind. So I end up following him, and I start telling him some stuff. Like I said, I don't really recount any of what was said, but I ended up following him and telling some stuff like, to throw those accusations at me, that was just absolutely uncalled for. And I felt like that was just it was so weird for that to happen to me from just watching that video earlier that day. So with that in mind, what's kind of been on my mind after that kind of happened is like, I kind of wonder, and I feel like a lot of other people kind of wonder this at times, and like I said, it's kind of been on my mind. What has happened to, makes me wonder, like, what has happened to people in general, like, for us to start calling names at people that we don't even know, or to even be in traffic. And I know I'm absolutely guilty of this, to be in traffic and to start yelling at another person, just for something that happens. I know at times we're not always thinking, we may make some kind of dumb move, but to start yelling at someone, and especially since you don't know them, it's just absolutely bizarre. And it kind of made me think, maybe it's something of the sense where we as people, we're kind of taught, we have to be right in every sense, or maybe we kind of feel like we have to be right in every sense. And it kind of brings me back to this story, or not really story, but this kind of talk that this guy named Brother Francis gave me and this group of, basically this youth group at St. Ed's University called CORE. He was talking about basically evangelization. But one of the things I really took from that talk was, at one point he was talking about, thousands of times we get into arguments, and we always think, the main reason we're usually arguing is because, we're trying to prove we're right, the other person's wrong. But in fact, we should oftentimes be saying, I see it from this perspective, rather trying to be like, you're wrong, I'm right. basically being like, I definitely see your perspective, but I see it in different perspective, and I feel like that's something that definitely should be embraced. Like I said, it's not the easiest thing. No one's perfect, but I feel like it's definitely a change, that I've definitely been trying to make in my life. Trying to be nicer, because like I said, something I've kind of developed living in Austin is to always get mad, or not always get mad, but to kind of have a short fuse, basically, or if you will, a short fuse, and not really taking anything from anyone, but rather than like how I used to be, like just let it go. It's not worth it getting mad over it, getting your blood pressure up. I'm young, I don't have to worry about that yet, but just having to worry about that. But anyways, like I said, that's kind of what's been on my mind lately. I just wanted to kind of bring y'all some kind of video to make up for not making anything on Monday. So like I said, that's all I have for you guys today. Just kind of a little story, some little events, what's kind of been going on in my life lately. But anyways, guys, if you enjoy the commentary, make sure to hit that like button. As you guys know, I am a new YouTuber to the community, so any kind of criticism, any kind of comments, any kind of comments that can benefit me to make it a more enjoyable viewing experience for you guys, let me know down in the comments section down below. Get out the word on the street, that I'm trying to make new content each and every day, and it definitely helps to have new viewers, new subscribers, a new group of people to make videos for each and every day. And as always, guys, this has been your boy Tabatsoy, and I hope you guys have a great and amazing day.